Hello, my name is Bridget Pennington, and I'm doing my first career profile on a mediator position, or sometimes they're called arbitrators, but it's a mediation career. My career contact was Brother Paul Zeal, who is actually a previous professor of mine here at BYU, Idaho, and he is actually an attorney who does mediation, but even though he does have a graduate degree, obviously, one is not required to do this job. His contact information is as follows. It's Z as in zebra, IEL, P as in Paul, at byui.edu. His phone number is area code 208-745-9202. As far as working environment, he said there are a lot of organizations that mediators can work for. Many are solo practitioners who work for themselves or in small firms. However, many large corporations and government entities employ mediators or hire HR people to handle mediations. They have flexible schedules for the most part. He said very few mediators are full-time. However, there are full-time mediators out there. He just said that most are not. Whether full or part-time, they have flexible hours. Once they are done with a case, they're done, and they don't have to worry about it any further. They can actually schedule mediations at times that are good for them and can dictate how long the mediations will last. As far as typical stressors, he said you are working with conflict, so it is inherently high stress. It can also be very emotional, I can imagine. As far as benefits, again, this is going to depend on, largely depend on if you're self-employed or if you work for someone else. Obviously, if you're self-employed, you are going to be responsible for retirement savings and health insurance and all those things that anybody who's self-employed would be responsible for. The ones who work in let me start again. He said most mediators work solo or in small firms, so they have benefits or lack of benefits that you would see in a small business. Government and corporate mediators would obviously have a different situation. Common job tasks, he said, you're helping people work through conflict, you're screening cases to make sure they're appropriate for mediation, and writing agreements. Educational requirement, again, this varies from state to state as well. Most requirements are generally not too harsh, usually a 40-hour course, and at least a bachelor's degree. Certain types of mediation require different requirements, such as a certain amount of hours or a certain degree, but this doesn't apply to most mediations. This is an area that's not heavily required unless you want to get on certain lists. The downside to not having certain degrees, especially a law degree, is that most conflicts involve legal disputes, and lawyers like people who understand the law to handle mediation. So I guess if you are in a position where you're going to be competing for a job with someone else that has a law degree or has legal education, I guess it's more likely that the person that with the law degree is going to be picked, but that's not always the case. As far as salary, what I read on ehow.com, and I'm sure this covers the entire United States, is that starting salary is anywhere from $27,000 to $45,000 a year, and experienced salary ranges from $88,000 to $122,000 per year. Again, Brother Zeal said this varies widely. Most attorneys charge between $150 to $300 per hour, and most non-attorneys charge $75 to $150 per hour. Again, he said most people aren't full-time in this profession, so it's really hard to gauge. Some other miscellaneous income information that was of interest said Self-employed mediators earn the highest salaries, between $79,000 and $123,000 a year, according to payscale.com. And mediators may also work for a private firm or government employer. State and local governments offer high salaries, between $44,000 and $96,000 per year, and those working for private firms earn between $37,000 and $88,000 per year. Again, my information resources on the information I have given you is from Brother Paul Veal and also from the website ehow.com. Thank you very much.